Hey everybody, I'm Severely Mame, and today I wanted to give you a peek into what I am working on with a Severely Mame's Knitting Roundup. Now, you may ask why I've put together the themes of knitting and Western, and that is because always opt for cowboy theme if you can. None of my knits are Western themed, but it's my knitting roundup. I'm showing you all the projects that I'm working on. The big part of this video is to show you that my knit suit is finally done. I'm holding another project too. Okay, so right now I'm in the final steps. I have the skirt completely finished in every way. I have crocheted the top edge. I've crocheted the bottom edge. I had to learn to crochet for this. All that I have left to do is to crochet the waistband into the skirt. And on the jacket, let me show you. I have finally finished piecing together it completely. It is now a finished jacket. So, this jacket ended up being a ton of work because all the edges of it had to be crocheted just like the top and the bottom of the skirt, the edge of the sleeves, the edge of the collar, the bottom of the jacket, and then all of the ends had to be woven in. Now when you're crocheting around the edges of everything and piecing everything together, you get so many ends, so it kept feeling like the amount of work I had to do was unending. But I got everything sewn in, I got all the ends woven in, and all that's left is sewing on the buttons for the jacket. Now I haven't sewn on buttons yet, but I'm going to put some on temporarily just to show you the fit of this. Now I will warn you, I put it on without buttons, and I know that this jacket is now a little small for me. Now I think that's because of two things. I was smaller when I started this, so a 38 to 40 bust was going to fit me. Now I've put on weight and I'm more of a 41, closer to a 42 bust, and this is going to want to gap here. So I'm not fretting too much over that. This, we're going into summer here in Arizona, so I'm not going to have much time to wear this. It's already, the temperature has gone up noticeably in the last month. So maybe by the cold time of year next year, I might be back down to the size that I made this for. And if not, I'm not super worried. I'm happy I made this and have it. And the skirt will fit me. There's a lot of give in the skirt. Once I put the waistband in, there will still be a lot of give to this skirt. So I can still wear the skirt even with my weight gain. I'm gonna show you me crocheting in this waistband and show you what this project looks like finished. I think that some people have been following along and are excited to see it done. I know I'm excited to see it done. Now, like I said, I'm putting on buttons, but these ones are just gonna be temporary because I wanna find the right vintage button for it. I have some in my collection, but I don't want to use them on this jacket yet because it not fitting me. I don't want to utilize these really great Bakelite buttons that I have on something I'll never get to wear. So I'm just going to find a good classic green button that goes with them perfectly. But for now, I'm just going to put some modern green buttons that I have in my stash just to show you what this looks like. But here I am working on crocheting in the waistband and sewing on the buttons. Excuse my imperfect lighting, but I just wanted to show you how I am attaching this waistband. I took a piece of elastic, measured it to my waist size, and then stitched it up. I took that loop of elastic and I am crocheting a chain that loops in a zigzag pattern back and forth to hold the elastic to the skirt. I'm doing a chain of 12 stitches, and then I'm attaching it, going back and forth. And on the front, because they're on these edges, they are completely unseen. I'm not sure if this is actually the way it's meant to be done. I think I've seen a skirt done like this before, and that's why I thought that's what it meant. There might be another way of going about this, but this is proving fairly effective. I guess once I try it on, I will really know, but I'm just going to continue with this. If I feel like it needs more, I might go back and do the opposite also. That way it's held in place with no issues. But right now it doesn't show on the front at all, so I'm fairly happy. Here is me working on this. I've sped it up so much, but I'm gonna say this is a good watch for those of you who do not like me and want to watch me do something poorly. I am terrible at crocheting. This is the first project I've ever done it on, and I keep kind of messing it up, and you know, we can't all be great at things on the first shot, but I really am not great with crochet. I think because it's just so different from knitting, I can't really figure out how to hold things and get the tension right, but I got this done. That's really what matters, is I got this waistband crocheted in, and I don't really care if it's perfect or not, because in time I'll maybe learn how to do this better or more effectively, and I can always swap it out. But for now, I think this will do the trick. And with that, the suit is finished. So here, finally, anyone who's been following along with this project for months might be excited to see the finished 1948 knit suit. I'm going to be honest, it actually is not finished. I was going to sew on buttons that were just going to be for the time being, but I didn't want to have to sew buttons on it twice, so I just have it safety pinned here until I find some, and I've realized the entire thing needs to be reblocked now that I've crocheted the edges on everything. I'm not super happy with how it looks, but I want this project to be done. Once I order buttons and sew them on, it will actually be complete, but here it is pretty much finished. I am so over this project. I just can't even sew buttons on it twice, but the skirt works. This pattern is available through Subversive Femme, free on their website. It was part of their Curvy Month for 2020. It'll be linked down below. If you're going to knit it for yourself, I'm going to say go up by one size. This is the other reason why I think this doesn't fit me properly, is I think this pattern runs small. I'm not the only one who is knitting this. My friend Jess also was, and hers is turning out to be a little small. And I think that it's less likely that we both got our swatches knit incorrectly for our sizing. I think that this pattern just runs a tad small, so I would jump up a size if you're someone who wants to make this, which I highly suggest. It was a huge undertaking, and I'm very excited about it, and I'm happy it's done, but I'm happy to move on to other projects. Now I still have a hat that I have not been working on to go with this. Again, the weather change I think has kind of demotivated me, especially for something like a knit hat. Like, it's gonna be 81 degrees in a couple days. I'm not going to be wearing a knit hat anytime soon, especially with a full knit matching suit. Doesn't mean I'm not going to finish it. It just is a back burner project that will be worked on between other projects right now. But in my excitement of finishing up the suit, I did pick up a new project. Now, this one is a color combo I've been really excited to work with. So the yarn I'm using is the KnitPicks palette yarn. I will list the colors that I used down below. I know that this was saffron, but I don't remember the name of this brown one. I love this combo together. I bought them without a specific project in mind, but I recently got my Susan Crawford Stitch and Time books back in my catalog. I have the physical books, but now I have the PDFs of them also, because my physical copies aren't with me, and I picked out the Gay Bolero. Now, this is 2 colors worked together to create these stripes and a like fun little angle piece. It'll hit me about here. Obviously, I only just started this, so it's a new pattern, but like this color combo I'm really excited about, and this fun stripe design is really exciting. I love how you make this angle. It's all done with like decreases as you're working. It's really fun to be working on the front, center, and the bottom all at once. When I cast on, I was like, oh, I'm casting on, it was like 202 stitches. I was like, that's a lot for like, I wasn't sure exactly how it was lining up. And then I realized as I was reading the pattern, it's like, oh, that's the center and the bottom of the front one of the front pieces. So I've started this one. This is only about like a half a day of work. It goes by quickly. It's on a 3.25 millimeter needle in a fingering weight yarn. Like I said, these are the palette from KnitPicks. I love this combo together, and I'm really excited about this Bolero. I will link the Ravelry page that you can purchase just this individual pattern from down below. It's from Susan Crawford, A Stitch in Time 2, and it's called Gay Bolero. So of course I had to knit it. I'm like, I can't say no to a gay project. But with that, those are my current knits. I've only got the one big one. I have another one coming up that I picked out. It is this Susan Crawford pattern. I'm actually going to utilize the leftover yarn from my knit suit for it. I bought almost 5,000 yards of this yarn, and I didn't need about 1,000 of them. So I have an extra 1,000 yards, which is perfect for this Susan Crawford pattern from A Stitch in Time Volume 2 also. I love this design. I am incorporating a gray and a black yarn for the alternating colors in it. And what I think is exciting is I can then wear this skirt with the blouse for a dress effect, which is gonna be really nice. And it gives me some more versatility to use this skirt even if the jacket doesn't fit me properly. So that's going to be a future project, but right now I'm going to focus on the Gay Bolero because I have finished the suit. I will not really be able to wear it actually for months because of both size and weather, but it was a huge undertaking. I've never knit a project this big before, so it was exciting to take on that much knitting. The skirt alone took me about a month, but it went by quicker than I thought it was going to. I learned how to crochet for this project, which was very helpful and something I'm happy I now know how to do. It's very, like, what I know is simple. It's like single crochet around an edge. But from that, I maybe will be able to pick up more projects, learning how to do that. So I'm very excited about that. I love knitting, and I usually get into like a seasonal knitting funk when it gets hot out here. I don't want to be knitting because it's too hot. But I think I'm gonna still try and knit through the spring and summer here in Arizona to come into fall and winter with some great new knitwear, starting with the Gay Bolero. It's also really nice because it's short sleeve, so it's something I can wear sooner rather than later. Something long sleeve I'm not going to be able to wear probably until like November or December. So a short sleeve little something I'll maybe be able to get to do like September, October in the evenings. And maybe I'll have a cool spring day sometime before then. I also just love knitting, so I can't turn down a project, especially something like that's exciting and teaches me something new, like the Gay Bolero pattern already has. Like how it's doing the shaping with the stripes is really exciting. I highly suggest this pattern. I obviously have only done a little bit of it, but when you see the finished one, which I'll put a photo of here, it looks very cool, and I think will look great with like a brown pencil skirt or a green one. And I might make a skirt specifically to go with this, with brown and green accents. But that's a future project for when it's done. I also still have the black, yellow, and gray striped sweater that I'm working on. That one I kind of put down just kind of out of boredom. I think that a lot of knitters understand that. I probably could have had it done by now, but I'm less excited about it. It's a lot of just, you know, row of knit, row of purl, nothing very like interesting or intriguing. And also just like the color swapping can get like annoying because I'm working with like 3 balls of yarn at once. But I will pick that one back up too and finish that up. I have the mohair sweater in green that every time I think about going back to it, I'm also just like, I really don't want to go back to it. It's like after almost completely finishing the front and back piece and then realizing I messed up on the back piece and having to throw it away because I couldn't rip it back, it was sad, and I just don't have any desire to pick it back up. I will someday, but just not yet. But that was the knitting roundup for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I am Severely Mame. Make sure to like this video. Do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell notification if you want to be told every time I post. And if you want to help me create content like this, you can follow the link below to become a patron on my Patreon account. Again, thank you so much. I'm Severely Mame, and I'll see you very soon.